Hey guys, it's Vara, and today I wanted to talk to you about brand new spoilers for Ravnica Allegiance. Now, the Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers, Dovan Bogging and Domri Rad, are finally spoiled, and I wanted to really read over them with you guys, because every time new Planeswalker decks come out, it gets to the point where I personally don't really support Planeswalker decks, because usually the Planeswalkers are very bad, and they're not good enough for new players or even experienced players to really pick up the decks, because of course the Planeswalker needs to be good since the deck revolves around it really. But I wanted to go over with you guys, of course, some of the spoilers, the Planeswalkers, the other abilities of the signature cards. Now, these were spoiled in Russian, so people have been translating them throughout the day, and now that we have decent translations, I wanted to finally just talk to you guys about them. So the first one, of course, is Domri, and he is, of course, a Gruul. He has always been Gruul, and his cost is a little bit high. He is 4 colorless, 1 red, and 1 green. So the previous versions of him that we've seen have been 3 costing, and usually Gruul are like 3 to 5 costing. So this being a 6 cost is really, really high. Of course, the Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers are always a super high cost, which really ruins them in a lot of people's opinions. It's one of the reasons why I do not support these decks usually, but his +2 is creatures you control get +1/+1 in haste. His -3 is he deals 3 damage to any target, and then his -8 is put 3 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. They get trample until the end of turn, which is pretty standard for Gruul. I mean, we always see +1/+1s, and we also usually see, even with Samut, we see like the put X amount of +1/+1 counters on something. So putting 3 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control plus trample is really, really good. Of course, he is a pretty high cost, like I said, so he's not the best that he could be. But you know, I could see this being decent enough for some people to use, especially in maybe like a Naya dinosaur build, because now that we're finally seeing those actually being played, I do think that this would be pretty good. So the next one is Dovan Bogging. Looking at him, he is probably a little bit better. So of course he is 4 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue, so of course the same type of cost that Domri is. +1, you gain 2 life and draw a card. -1, tap target creature, it doesn't untap next upkeep. And -9, tap all permanents under target opponent control. That player skips the next untap phase, which is a lot better than Domri from what we're seeing. Azorius is going to be really, really powerful. With this set coming into standard, I feel like it's already a very good color combination. Never mind adding in cards like these. I think the -9 is a very, very strong, but I do also think that the +1 is a really good ability. Just gain 2 life and draw a card. That life gain is huge. We're seeing a ton of white life gain right now, with blue splashed in, so I do think that this is actually going to be something that might be played. I know his cost is a little bit high, but I do think that this actually could possibly and potentially be used in the standard format. I mean, he's not the best, but he's definitely not the worst, especially with Planeswalkers that we're seeing played right now. So Dovan's 4 mana instant card is put tapped creature on top and find Dovan, which is actually pretty good. You know, pretty standard card that usually goes along with the Planeswalker decks. And then the creature from Dovan is, if you control Dovan, he gets +2/+2 and vigilance, which is pretty good. I mean, if that creature is getting +2/+2, it's not bad, especially where the fact that we can't see the actual base power of it, so we're not 100% sure. So that could be a lot better. It could be a lot worse. I'm guessing with the 4 cost of it, though, it will probably be like a 3/3 or a 4/4, and adding that extra little bit of, you know, +2/+2 will also really help, plus the vigilance is really good. And then Domri sorcery is deal 3 damage to each creature, which is very, very good, just because we've really needed to see a lot more board wipes, and Gruul, of course, I think is going to want this. I do think that it will probably be played because right now we're seeing a lot of tokens and everything, so I do think that this is pretty good. And also, Domri's creature is trample and ETB find Domri, so overall, the spoilers for today for the Planeswalker decks aren't that bad. I do think that these Planeswalker decks are actually a lot better than the last set of Planeswalker decks that we saw. I felt like the ones, personally, last set from Ravnica, or Guilds of Ravnica, I should say, weren't that great. They were pretty much flops, and I don't think that these are great, but I don't think that they're awful. I definitely think that Dovan Bogging might actually be played. And looking at the arts really quickly, they don't look amazing. I'm not sure who the artists are. We can't really read who the artists are, but these cards do look pretty disappointing so far. Also, the art for Domri is actually the championship playmat, like the store championship playmat, from a picture that we have recently seen, which isn't really that great. I mean, the art isn't fantastic, but overall, those are the spoilers for today, you guys. I will keep going with the Ravnica Allegiance spoilers if we see anything brand new and very, very exciting. But if you guys like these spoilers, let me know down below what you think about these Planeswalkers compared to the last set of ones. Like I said, I think they're a little bit better, but you guys will have to let me know your opinions down in the comments below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. But I will talk to you guys again in the next video very soon. Hey there, thank you so much for sticking around until the end of the video. You should click that subscribe button, and there are plenty of ways to show support to the channel, such as following me on Twitter, joining the Dark Titans Discord server, or even chipping in on Patreon and becoming a Dark Titan yourself. I'll see you all in the next video.